Tom Busby, CNBC.
Get your 4th of July party started at the Home Depot's Red, White, and Blue Savings Event. Right now, you can save up to 40% on appliance special buys, like the Whirlpool stainless steel French door refrigerator, perfect for storing sheet cakes and platters. Get it now for just $9.98. That's over $700 in savings. Shop our lowest prices of the season, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. See store for details. Valid 6/21 through 7/12.
There are two things every parent wants when their child goes to college: for their child to do well and a way to afford it. Now, with Discover Student Loans, parents can have the best of both worlds. Not only do our loans cover up to 100% of school-certified costs with zero fees, but we'll give them a cash reward for each new student loan if they earn at least a 3.0 GPA or equivalent. That means every A in history or B in math could help them earn a cash reward for good grades. Just one of the many ways we treat you like you'd treat you. Apply now in 15 minutes or less at discoverstudentloans.com. Limitations apply.
NBC News Radio, I'm Tom Roberts. A group of 4 conservatives is opposing the new Senate Republican health care bill. That's enough to sink the bill if all Democrats also vote no. Texas Republican Ted Cruz says there's one reason why he can't support the new Senate Republican health care bill.
We need common sense reforms in the bill that lower the cost of premiums. The single biggest reason that so many people are unhappy with Obamacare, that are hurting under Obamacare.
Kentucky Republican Rand Paul, Utah's Mike Lee, and Wisconsin's Ron Johnson also have problems with the current bill. No Democrats are expected to vote for the measure. President Trump says he didn't make any tape recordings of conversations with former FBI Director James Comey.
But in a tweet today, Trump added he has no idea if tapes exist. He made a reference to, quote, all of the recently reported electronic surveillance, intercepts, unmasking, and illegal leaking of information. Trump did not elaborate.
That's Lisa Carter. What was Tropical Storm Cindy has weakened into a tropical depression as it moves inland from the Gulf Coast. Heavy rains are expected in parts of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee through tomorrow. Cindy made landfall this morning near the Texas-Louisiana border. Flash flooding and tornadoes are still a threat. In the Birmingham, Alabama area, there's a report of a possible twister. At least 4 people were hurt this afternoon near a mall. Fairfield Mayor Ed May says the area is a mess.
Our efforts at this point are to focus on the cleanup efforts, making sure the power is restored in a responsible time frame.
Some buildings were reportedly destroyed. Just days after a jury failed to reach a verdict in his sexual assault trial, there's word that Bill Cosby is planning town halls to educate people about sexual assault. 2 Cosby representatives appeared this morning on a Birmingham, Alabama TV show to announce the town halls, including one in Birmingham. The 2017 NBA draft is getting underway. The 76ers have acquired the first overall pick in a blockbuster deal with the Celtics. You're listening to the latest from NBC News Radio.
For several years, KCAA has been marketing the Youngevity brand of nutritional and personal care products. Our experience with Youngevity has been 100% positive, so we are pleased to recommend them to you. Regarding nutritional supplements, we recommend Pollen Burst in the berry flavor and Tangy Tangerine 2.0 in the tablet form. For regularity issues, we recommend 3-Day Cleanse, and for personal care, we recommend Morning Hydration Cream. You can shop online for Youngevity at www.kcaateam.com, or you can order by phone by calling 800-982-3197 and tell customer support that you are part of the KCAA team. Youngevity is an American company based in San Diego. Call Youngevity at 800-982-3197 and ask about monthly auto ship that allows you to buy Youngevity products at wholesale prices. That number again, 800-982-3197. KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station, where your business comes first.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the greatest real estate investment show ever. Here's the flip-flop investor himself, Todd Bayer.
Hey everyone, how we doing out there in Radio Land? This is the Flip Flop Investor Show. I am your host, Todd Bayer, the Flip Flop Investor himself. What we do every week, we get together here and we talk about real estate investing here locally in the Inland Empire, and talk about real estate investing in general. Talk about motivational stuff, some demotivational stuff. I don't know. We just talk about all kinds of stuff, entrepreneurial.
What's that? Demotivational?
Yeah, we'll just demotivate everybody today. Why not? Today I have my partner in the studio, Stephen McKee. How you doing, Steve?
I'm hot.
Yeah, it's a little warm, huh, isn't it?
I'm dying.
Yeah. This is why we work in shorts and flip-flops out here in the Inland Empire, because it is hot. Yeah, we were looking at a property in downtown Riverside a couple days ago, and yeah, just walking that short little walk from there, like those people's office, all the way to that property. We're just dying over there.
Well, we're supposed to go to a cat house this afternoon or tomorrow.
Oh God!
And I think I'm going to set it for the morning because I don't want to be in a cat house in like a $110. Yeah. And this place literally has Rubbermaid containers. So it has like the 9-inch by 4 by 2 Rubbermaid containers, and they're used as litter boxes.
And nothing is more awesome smelling than a house with like 40 cats.
Well, the creepy part about the house is he has a fence. This is a deal. So a deal just came back.
From like a year ago.
We didn't lend him money. We did an option to buy and gave him the option to buy back.
Right. And he bought back.
It's been a year and a half since. It's been like a year since he bought it back. Like a year and a half since we gave him the money.
Yeah.
And now eventually he had to sell. Like he was in a position where he should have sold the first time and taken his equity and moved.
Sure.
But the fence is, he has an 8-foot tall thing of pig fencing that is curled in, so like the cats can't climb out of it. And I'm like, is he eating them? Like, what's going on with this? It's a really weird setup. So we got to go look at it probably tomorrow.
Yeah, we run into some strange situations sometimes, and this is one of those. So.
Billy's going to be excited. Our old partner, Bill, that used to work with us with Rehab Loan Group, he's going to be excited because that's the guy with the motorcycle.
Oh,
with
yeah.
the old
what if he's got
Triumph?
Indian or something, isn't it?
The old Triumph.
Triumph?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to sell it, because he expressly said he was not selling it before.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll sell the motorcycle. Yeah, so for those of you out there that are new to the show, we talk about real estate investing. So if you're ever interested in investing in real estate, this is the place to be. We talk about all kinds of great stuff for real estate and investment in general. We also run the Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club, which those of you watching on Ustream can see my shirt has the Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club logo on it. And we have the largest investment club in the Inland Empire, and going to be the largest investment club in Southern California.
There's like 2 larger than us now.
Yeah, we're definitely a very, very big club, have a lot of great members as a part of it. Very helpful. We're a no sales club, so we don't pitch anything to you from the stage. There's no programs or seminars or books or anything like that we sell you, because we don't have anything like that to sell you, unfortunately.
We give you all that stuff for free, though.
Yeah, we do have all the information for free. Anybody that may be interested, if you don't want to come out next Wednesday to the Mission Inn in Riverside, where that's our next meeting, by the way. That's our big monthly meeting at the Mission Inn. 6 o'clock. We're going to open the doors because we're going to do it half hour earlier than we do usually. We're opening up at 6 so we can get that big line through, because now we're getting on average between about 150 to 200 people each meeting now. So it's taking a little while just to get everybody through the line.
There's no fast pass yet.
Oh yeah, we're working on that. Just so you all know out there, we're working on that fast pass thing. But yeah, come on out to the club. We have a lot of good networking opportunities. Have a lot of good people there to teach you and help you with real estate, mentor you. We have people there that will, partner with you, buy deals from you, buy deals with you, all kinds of great stuff. People that'll lend you money to buy these types of things. And we have, who was our guest? Oh, we can't talk about the guest. I forgot.
We don't pitch the guest anymore.
We don't pitch the guest anymore. We have a really good guest this month, though. I just remembered who it is.
Yeah, we are. I don't want to say stepping it up, because it's always better every month. Every month we try.
Except for last month. No, I'm just kidding.
Last month it was it was like a live test.
We had some technical difficulties last month.
Yeah, we're buying new equipment and we're upgrading the equipment a lot. So as we're upgrading equipment, we spent like another $10,000 on equipment for the club.
Yeah,
it's it's growing pains, but it didn't really affect the content. It just took, you got an extra 20 minutes of networking.
That's true. So you're welcome.
But the guests going forward, I have I think the next 4 guests lined up.
Yeah.
So the guests going forward are, I don't want to say they get better, but we're trying to grow the guest to a point where people are surprised when they show up as to who they're getting to see,
right,
like up close and personal.
Yeah, we don't want the guests to necessarily be the reason people come. We want people to come for the networking, getting to know people.
Yeah.
we don't really want people coming for the cookies, even though they talk about them all the time.
They're delicious.
Yeah, Mission Inn makes some good cookies. But yeah, we want people to come and just be involved in the group and do stuff together. That's pretty much all we're looking to gain out of it. But the show here is more or less, it's no secret that our goal here is to get people that want to invest in real estate, get them to the club, because we want you to come and be a part of it and help build the community for real estate investors in the Inland Empire. And but if you're new and you want to get into it, there's a lot of people that come that are new, and we have a lot of fun. And so,
and you don't have to wear a suit, just in case anybody's wondering. A lot of new people wear a suit, and they realize that we're all like casual, and you're not dressing to impress. Everybody there, either regardless of like how well they're doing for themselves, is not dressing to impress.
No. Yeah, and you don't need to. It's not that kind of a business. Not out here anyway.
No.
Places like L.A. and Orange County might get a
those
little more.
people fine.
Yeah, Orange County is a lot like the Inland Empire in that respect. That
it's pretty casual.
They're pretty casual.
San Diego actually similar.
Yeah.
North San Diego especially.
Is that what I said?
You said Orange County.
Oh, I meant San Diego.
And San Diego. Orange County is
they're a little uptight
50-50.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The people are a little uptight.
A little uptight. We love you, Orange County, but you're a little uptight.
The people who do really well. Well, I was talking to Sid. So, a buddy of ours, Sid and Joe run the Orange County investment club out there, and I've told them over and over again, like, hey, we got to get rid of the stuffy people. Like, man, let's make this thing fun. he'll love me telling the world like how stuffy is. Like they're the largest club in all of California.
I think they're the largest club in the United States. They're the Orange County Real Estate Investment Club is huge. They're
like 6,000 members.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. They and when we're talking about members, we're talking about meetup.com. That's where most of these clubs tend to exist on the internet. That's how you find information about most of the real estate investment clubs is on meetup.com. That's how we found out about real estate investment clubs. Like, we didn't even you hear about these things. I just didn't know how to find them. I remember reading it was Robert Allen's book. I think it was Multiple Streams of Income. Yeah, and he says find a local real estate investment club, and I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How do you find this thing?
Yeah, like do I call around? Like, who am I going to see? Like,
right,
who am I going to find out from?
7 degrees from, the nearest real estate investment club.
We're, the calendar site is up with all the investment clubs. So we noticed this was a problem in the industry. So we created a calendar site. It doesn't, the domain's not pointing to it yet. Actually, it's on my short list for this week.
Okay.
We created we're creating a new site called SoCal Real Estate Investor Network, and all it is it's a calendar site and just lists all the clubs in Southern California we recommend. The ones that we know, like, some are sales, some are no sales, but the ones where we feel like the people who host them are good people and the content's good, and we kept getting at our meeting we have the list, right, in our slideshow presentation. These are the other meetings to go to because we've gone to all of them.
Yeah.
And we wanted a place to direct people. Like, if you're ever wondering where to go and when the events are, go to this website.
Yeah, because if you're not doing anything during the week, you can hit like 20 of these things during the month.
We've done that.
Yeah. Oh man, that is exhausting. But
yeah, don't do that. Especially considering everybody drinks after him.
Unless you want to develop a small alcohol problem. But they're you get a lot of good information and stuff like that. And what we like about the no sales clubs is that the people that are there are generally there to meet other investors and really work together. And it's more collaborative, more free with information. You know, if you ever go to those seminars where they're free at the very beginning, you show up and it's free, and then they're trying to get you into the next 3-day seminar in Vegas or wherever, and then at that seminar, then they're going to pitch you the beautiful mentor program, which is $40,000 or some ridiculous amount of money. At those things, they're very tight-lipped with information. They don't have
talk either, I guess.
Yeah, they don't really have Q&As, and sometimes the networking, they do have some opportunities for networking, but I remember going to one and somebody was putting flyers on everybody's table, and they had somebody coming up behind them picking them all up.
Charlie, one of our partners on a couple deals. Charlie was telling me that when he went to him, they kicked him out because he was talking to his neighbor. They wanted you focused and paying attention to the front of the room.
Yeah.
And they didn't want you pitching anything.
No, they're very carefully crafted sales
experiences.
Pretty much. Yeah. They're it's designed to get you jumping in the aisles and get you excited about becoming a multimillionaire next month. And
so Matt came to the office to work out with me today.
Right.
Matt's our old executive assistant
and the former host of the Matt Rock Show right here on KCAA.
Oh yeah. So he was telling me he was a little discouraged.
Really?
So he had a meeting yesterday, and he was telling me he had he screwed up, not badly, but he essentially he talked to one party in a probate deal, and he didn't talk to everybody together. So one person sort of pits you against the other, right?
Right.
So the brother, I guess he was saying in the situation, already built a relationship with an agent, and they were listing the property, and he was negotiating with the sister, who basically had no authority, and he was all excited, sort of for no reason.
Yeah.
So he's having like a sort of discouraged, moment,
there's a reason. I mean, I know when I was doing sales years ago, they would always tell you to pitch with everybody that was going to be signing there. You know, like you don't want to make the presentation without somebody present, because then they're just going to say, oh, I have to talk to John or whoever it's going to be in this case, because...
And they're going to mess your pitch up to the other sibling.
Yeah, or they may not even mention it to them. So you always want to make sure everybody's there and everybody's paying attention.
He said to pay $150, but that's not enough, and then they're done with the conversation.
Yeah, exactly. They don't, they just go straight to the brass tacks. They don't give you all those beautiful, clever drawings you had on that paper and all that stuff.
We drew it upside down so creatively.
Right.
But he was having like a moment where he was feeling discouraged, and what he said, because Matt has lofty goals, right?
Yeah.
And so he wanted to have X amount of deals per year, his 20 or whatever it was, in his first year. And so he went out on his own. He was working with us for a while, and the idea with Matt is he was sort of a apprentice,
interim apprentice.
And then after he learned enough, he'd go out on his own.
Right.
And I told him, I said, "You got your brain backwards."
Yeah.
I said, "What's your goal?" I asked him what his number was. I said, "What's your what's your
goal,
financial income goal?" And he didn't know. And I was like, "Okay, so you don't even have like a quantifiable goal." I'm like, "Now you got a problem. No quantifiable goal." Second.
Well, then doing 20 deals should be really easy.
Yeah,
if you have no income goal.
Yeah, you could
put together 20 terrible deals.
and then he had no his perspective was flipped. The idea of doing 5 deals in the first year was a failure.
Okay.
Instead of like that, if 5 deals would have met his financial goal.
That would be more than I did my first year.
That's what I said. and so there's this odd perspective where I think it's funny because you said, do $1 million your first year.
Oh, yeah.
It was odd to see the perspective of somebody feeling discouraged. We have 2 deals in escrow with him, by the way, and he was working on a third, but I don't know if it's going to work out. But he'll probably do 5, 6 deals this year.
Yeah.
And so his income level for these deals, I don't know. I mean, $75,000 at least.
That's pretty good.
Probably.
Yeah.
So at least so 150 would be if he did them all himself. He splits them with us. Let's say he makes $75,000 doing 5 deals. Some may be better. He may do 100.
Sure.
You make $75,000 your first year completely autonomous in real estate investing. You're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Like that's an awesome you're completely independent.
Yeah.
So I started to ask him. He sold. I think he still sells Herbalife, but he sold Herbalife for a long time. And I said, so how many Herbalife sales does it take to get there? And it's like obviously a much larger number.
Yeah. That's residual. You got to get your clients on a monthly rotation and, get a lot of clients.
Because you're selling.
Plus sign new people up.
Yeah, and you're selling a small price product, right? Houses.
Yeah.
I said, so think about how many hours it would take and spend that amount of hours on real estate.
I don't even want to think about it because I don't know what his commission structure would be on Herbalife.
But I mean, imagine so let's just any $100 product, right? Let's say a product is $100.
Okay.
And you make 70% of a product. Like that's that's like the iTunes store, right? The iTunes store $100 product, you would keep 70%.
Okay.
So it's a 70-30
because it's your
split.
product.
Yeah.
Got it.
So let's say that's the case.
But in this case, Matt would be iTunes, and he's making 30 cents on the dollar.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Let's say that. Let's say that $100 product makes 30.
Assuming as a commission, the salesperson is making 30%.
So to make $75,000, how much money do you have to
man.
like? That's a lot of hours, right?
Yeah.
A lot
75
of
divided
meetings.
by 30%.
How many pitches, right? How many pitches do you have to make to people, like explaining, the benefits of the product and whatever? And so I'm like, how many sits do you think you have to have in real estate? How many pitches do you have to get that same income? And he was sort of like, oh, right. Okay. Like, I guess my perspective should be if I do 2 deals in the first year, it should be amazing. Like everything else is a bonus. And so when they go to these, so if the reason I bring this up is if you come to our club or you're learning to do the real estate business at all, you should have that perspective that 1 to 2 deals in the first year is remarkable. 2 deals, I think, is a great first year.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're probably making $30,000 to $40,000 on, and it's more than a lot of people make in a year at a job they work 40 hours a week at, sometimes more, and you learn the process, and as long as everybody wins, like that's a huge success.
Yeah, and there's so much that you get out of your first deal.
Yeah.
You know, that it's almost like, you know, and I was having a conversation with Tyler earlier today about sort of getting out of your comfort zone. And for a lot of people, the dollar amount in real estate is so high.
Yeah.
You know, that they're so concerned about, you know, oh my God, it's like $300,000. What happens if I screw this up? You know, like, the one nice thing about real estate is even in the biggest economic downturn we've had in recent history, a $300,000 house didn't become worth zero.
No, it was worth 120, 130,000.
Sure, or maybe 60. I don't know. I bought a couple of those too.
Okay, touche. I did buy it fixed up. It wasn't worth that little amount.
Right, exactly. So, but they, it's not going to be worth zero. And there was a downturn that caused that. You know, like if you buy a deal that, let's assume you buy it, it's worth $300,000 when it's all fixed up and beautiful. And you bought it for $300,000. The only thing you're going to be out is your realtor costs and your, you know, your rehab money you put into it. It's not going to be a huge, you know, it's not $300,000 loss.
But look at the opposite side of that. Look at the mobile home we walked the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a $500 in, right? They're selling a mobile home for $500. Right?
It's a two-bedroom, one-bath mobile home in a decent park.
But it's a terrible mobile home.
Oh yeah,
but it's $500.
$500.
What's so your risk is a decent car payment.
Yeah.
In exchange for ridiculous education.
Yeah.
Like it's an amazingly cheap seminar.
Yeah, and you would earn a ton on a deal like that. But that, I mean, it needed everything except for the water heater.
It was the only thing that was brand new.
Didn't need a water heater.
It's a brand new water heater in a home that was missing most of the floor.
Yeah, and the water heater itself was worth $350.
They're like, so we'll sell it at water heater value.
Yeah, basically, you're buying a new water heater for $500.
They were really proud of the way they strapped that thing in, though, and cleaned it up.
They did it right.
Yeah, it was great.
Amazing. It was one of the most amazing things. See, Bev's taken off from the Let's Go Shopping with Bev show, who's on right before us. Right here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
But so the even with a smaller dollar amount, like the education, the fear of something new,
worth it,
the fear of something new just made them, they were stuck.
Yeah, and it's, you know, I get it. You know, you're like paralyzed by fear. You don't want to screw something up, but I mean, you got to try. You just got to try something. And I was talking to Tyler. I was going to tell you this, that
for those who don't know, Tyler's our internal acquisitions guy. He's splits every deal he brings with us, but we basically house him. He works directly with us.
Yeah, he's a partner in the company.
Yeah.
So I was talking to him about doing something like where I'd give somebody a task. Okay, so I'm like, let's assume I'm going to give somebody the task of, I want you to build a rocket.
Okay.
There's going to be 5 teams.
Okay.
I want all 5 teams to build a rocket.
Okay, so this is a complicated project.
Yeah, it's a complicated project, you know, but people could probably figure it out in a team.
Yeah.
You know, figure out how to make a rocket. You can go on Google,
Full
figure
resources.
out. You know, there's places you can buy model rockets from. You know, engines are already available. Okay, so you got to build a model rocket. But then on launch day, you know, the stakes, I'm going to raise the stakes. You know, the stakes are now, okay, and I want you to shoot a mouse up with your rocket.
Okay.
And it needs to land safely.
And the mouse needs to, the mouse
you can't kill the mouse.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that for a lot of people would paralyze them. They would no longer want to launch their rocket because they wouldn't have the confidence that they built it, you know, to the standard that would be able to sustain a mouse's life.
Yeah, and they had always new questions on the day of after they had prepared for all the unknowns that they thought they were prepared for.
Yeah, and if I set them out in the very beginning with, I want you to build this rocket, and gave them that instruction in the beginning, I want you to build this rocket to be able to sustain the life of a mouse that you're going to launch up with it. You know, I don't know if everybody would complete it. I don't know how that would end up
fraction
playing
would
out.
quit. It's like that in Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek book. He says he's teaching a class, and everybody in the class, he says, I'll buy anyone a free ticket around the world if for the person who contacts the most difficult to or the highest celebrity person in the class.
Okay, so like an A-lister, you're shooting to get to an A-lister.
Yeah, so because it's an exchange for a ticket around the world.
Yeah.
No one did it.
Yeah, that's intimidating. How do you even get started on something
they
like
all
that?
felt. And so the next year, what he did is he said, I'll give, a ticket to whoever, who tries. But he also told the class the story of how the last year never even tried.
Okay.
So 10 people got to, all A-listers.
Wow.
So because he had basically told them, don't worry about the competition. Most people don't try anyway.
Yeah.
And if that was an interesting idea that, if people are aware that most people aren't going to try.
Yeah, everybody else already failed at this.
Yeah. So just go.
Doing anything would be a success.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's I think in our industry that's so like that's like a day-to-day thing for us. You know, like we try anything. We're willing to put effort.
Yeah, we really do.
Like we're willing to put effort into anything if it seems plausible.
Yeah.
Like if it seems like it could produce a good result, we're willing to try it. But if it's failing, if it's not working, we're willing to cut bait and walk away
really
very
quickly
as well. You know, so I think we're just so used to trying so many different things without knowledge of what's going to happen that, you know, we're not concerned about making those types of risks anymore. But there are so many people out there that, you know, like it would be devastating to fail at something, anything.
Do you think
so they just don't try?
Like, okay, so I have a segue for this, but because I was thinking about this earlier. But do you think? So when we were kids, we built bike jumps.
Right.
And you're a test pilot, right?
Yeah, well, you first start jumping off the curb,
Yeah.
and then one day you get dirt, you get enough, you know, guts to like put that cinder block down with a piece of plywood in your garage. Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite in the street, right?
Exactly.
So
didn't know it had a nail in it, but it's not my fault.
Or the whole front collapses, you rode over it or whatever. you braked on it and drug it to a halt.
Yeah.
So when we would build jumps, and the jumps would get bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Every year we would rebuild the jumps.
I remember
bigger.
our biggest jump we had on our track started as a tabletop.
Yeah.
Because it was a safer jump.
Yes.
If you weren't confident in making the landing, you at least had the table you could land on.
You'd clank, as we'd refer to.
Yeah, you'd clank. But in a tabletop, I'm not referring to an actual like kitchen table or something. It's you know like
it's a square pile of dirt.
It's a big square pile of dirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the ramp on the front and a ramp on the back, basically. Yeah. So.
But in that pursuit, right? Like, do you remember? Okay, so and this is sort of this metaphor for everything we do. This all started with an empty field, right? And it was being tilled every year by the plow. My buddy's company actually ended up being the one plowing the thing. We had no idea.
And they're growing barley. I remember.
Yeah, and so we were like, they're gonna plow the thing. Now we have this fresh dirt. We're gonna build these jumps. We didn't own the land. We didn't ask. First of all, we didn't ask for permission.
Yeah, remember? Right? It's funny how that all started.
Right.
We got new trash cans in the neighborhood. Remember?
No.
You remember we got new trash cans in the neighborhood? We filled one up with water. And then wheeled it up to the top and dumped it all down. That's how we flattened the whole thing.
I forgot about that.
That was like the first time we got the waste management.
They had wheels.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun with those trash cans.
See, our parents loved the idea.
Yeah.
We also remember we connected 3 hoses. We ran it all the way across the street.
Yeah.
So this dirt in this field was very, very talky. It was fluffed, right? It was you couldn't ride through it.
Freshly tilled.
Yeah, and so
we had to pack it down.
I kind of remember building the first jump. But what I remember about it was we just set out one day. It might have even been middle of summer. I think it was a billion degrees.
Of course.
And we're out there with shovels and we're digging this jump. Now, and I remember, do you remember there were 3 side by side? We built 1 and then 2 more side by side. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was a very short tabletop that was skinny and a little like double, which is like two lips side by side.
Yeah.
And then another one which was like a little taller at the end.
Right.
Right? And I remember this now. I totally forgot about
the
this.
step up.
The step up. Yeah. Okay, so I totally forgot about this.
Yep.
And because
we built the berm.
Because a friend of ours at the end,
Yeah.
a friend of ours had jumps like this already in their backyard. And so one of the things with building jumps is after you build the thing, right, you put a lot of effort into it. It takes you a lot of time. But then somebody has got to go first.
Right.
And so we have to build a trail. And we built a trail. In this first case, we built a trail that was like, I think, 15 feet long, right, because it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
We got all excited to build the jump, and we realized, oh, crap, we got to build a runway.
Yeah.
So
and then somebody's got to go.
And somebody's got to go. And so what happens is you have this pack of boys, in this case, but I mean, it could be anybody, but there's this pack of like 4 or 5 boys at the top of this. We're 11 or 12.
Yeah.
At the top of this hill, and somebody's got to be the test pilot. And none of us are sure how you're going to fly off of them, if you're going to crash.
Right.
But somebody has to do it. And so we would sort of trade off being the first to go, right?
Yeah.
And whoever, and there's this weird rite of passage where, like, if you were the first to test a jump, you're like the most manliest in some way, right?
Well, there's like one-upsmanship with like a group of guys. You know, like guys are always trying to one-up each other. So if you jump the last one, you know, then I got to jump the next one. It's going to have to happen, you know.
So we were in that way, like, sort of test piloting and stuff, building test pilot, and we would completely destroy jumps, rebuild them.
Yeah, and crash.
Oh man, I threw up multiple times from crashing. Todd broke his face off on a jump. Like,
half it off. That
just
was
bad. Yeah, I broke my arm twice. Like, we hurt ourselves a lot.
We weren't that good if you haven't figured it out yet.
Especially the first 2 years.
That's why we're real estate investors now.
We failed as athletes.
Yeah.
But the
I'm
thing,
an athlete.
the thing that occurred. Remember, I was talking to you the other day about I felt like that leadership. I'm noticing leadership's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
So we just did something because.
Yeah.
And so we have this real estate accelerator.
Fortunately, there was nothing else to do in our area. So
Right.
Nothing, just get in trouble.
just we would do nothing but ride bikes all day.
Yeah.
So in our real estate accelerator, which I think is down to like 11 people now, it started at 15, it's down to 11, which is a group of people that work in our office, and they try and find deals, and then we help them with them. We try and teach them. They bring in other teachers. It's sort of like a tech accelerator, if you know what that is, but for real estate. The people that are doing deals, about half of them, are all exhibiting major signs of leadership, or have previously.
Definitely.
And there was something about that quality, and I would probably stake my, I guess, interview process, right? Like future interview process for people for it. I would probably stake my interview process now on leadership. A lot of the questions going around the next round of the class of accelerated people are going to be about times in their life in which they exhibited leadership skills.
Yeah. And this is, we talked about this on Monday. We haven't talked about this with anybody else, but putting new people in now and making the people that are currently in the accelerator program make them teach the new people.
Yeah, like the ones who are doing deals and stepping in leadership roles.
Yeah, and put them into a leadership role because they have more knowledge than they probably are aware of.
Yeah,
like they're it's amazing some of the people that actually joined the accelerator have quite a bit of knowledge and have even done some deals in the past. Maybe some of them,
but construction experience.
Construction, they just sometimes. You don't know what it is, what that mental block is that's keeping somebody from doing something.
Like we have a Redlands police captain, right? We have who's retiring. We have a bar owner who did a cellar carry in a bar and built it out.
A very creative structure for buying a bar.
Yeah, we have a contractor who's done multiple apartment complexes at a time.
Yeah.
We have a contractor who's worked for other investors for years.
We have someone who worked for a mobile startup company, and was responsible for finding the location for the cell towers.
Yeah, like we have a tech entrepreneur. We have these people that and I'm forgetting, we have people who ran camera crews.
Yeah, we have somebody who's an event promoter. They put on events.
Yeah.
Yeah, and does like heavy metal shows.
Yeah, so it's sort of shocking. Like these people, they're already in their life exhibiting leadership skills.
Yeah.
They just need to apply it to real estate, and when they do, and you can almost see like a light switch flip on, right?
Yeah.
When they do, it exponentially changes the way they work in this business.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what that switch is. I don't know how to get them to make that next step.
So I was talking to David is one of the people in the accelerator, and David is a very smart, very I don't want to use the word nurturing,
caring,
where this is sad that this tells you I don't have a lot of empathy.
Yeah.
So David is a very empathetic person.
Yes.
That's the word I want to use. So he's a very empathetic person, and we were talking the other day, and I hope it doesn't bother him when I'm talking about this, but we were talking the other day, and he was saying that he wanted to teach. So one of the things the accelerator group decided to do together was each of them would start teaching each other. So they would teaching helps you learn. And so he said, I think I'm going to step up, because he hadn't put a deal together yet. He said, I'm going to step up and I'm going to teach something.
Yeah.
I said, that's awesome. What are you going to teach? And he said, I think I want to teach sell or carry stuff. And I said, awesome. He's like, so what do you think I should do? He went sort of the scientific method.
Okay.
He's like, how should I go about learning this and teaching it? And I said, okay, week 1, what I want you to do is read all about it. Week 2, what I want you to do is research where to find these deals. Week 3, I want you to be submitting offers. And week 4, you should be attempting to close one. And so that's what he's been doing. And because I gave him just a very skeleton blueprint.
Yeah.
Anything other than that, he now has to admit that he's not doing the work.
Yeah, true.
And as a empathetic person who cares about the opinion of others and cares for other people, that will weigh heavy on him, right? So that worked for him in particular, because I've seen him doing the work.
Right.
I don't think there's one answer for for everybody.
No, everybody has a different thing that'll make them move. I remember reading this book called Question-Based Selling by Thomas Friess, I think is his name, and he was an okay salesman. I can't remember what he was selling. Might have been insurance or something, but his wife got cancer, and that's what pushed him. Not like in a way it motivated him, but it made him care less about his job and cared more about her. And it was from his
his purpose.
His purpose had shifted, and also his mentality was that I don't need to be wasting my time on these things because
Okay.
there's other more important stuff going on in his life, like so that, and we say it a lot, like burn the boats
Yeah.
or, like
Yeah.
burn the bridge, like whatever. It's
Yeah.
like, if the deal's not going to work, it's not going to work. We'll just burn the boats and stay on our little island over here.
Bye. See you later. Done.
Like I don't want to ride on your ship if that's the agreement I got to do. So yeah, it's kind of like he has that mentality. I remember reading this book; it was like a new thing for me. I'm like, I thought the book was about asking questions to get the sale, but had really nothing to do with it.
It was a story about like how to hurry up and
like how to burn the boats, like
Yeah.
a specific method on burning boats. Like what type of fuel to use. No,
Is that kerosene, gasoline?
yeah, exactly. At that time, really, black powder was more prevalent. But no, yeah, it was, that's a lot of it is you have to be willing to say no.
You don't hold like there's this. It's like if anybody's, a lot of people probably seen the Ice Age movies at this point.
Yeah.
The squirrel, right, who's chasing the single nut.
Yeah, the acorn,
The
right.
single acorn, and he's chasing it through the whole, and it's like it's destroying the whole world, his life. He's like, there's like this metaphor in that, right, where there's always people that, it's just completely destructive to chase this one. Idol.
Was it in the first Ice Age movie? And we have kids, so this is why we probably know this. But I think wasn't he sitting on like a mound of like acorns?
Yes.
And it was
He
that
chased
one
one.
that one that
Yes.
fell off the pile.
Yeah.
And he was chasing that one
Forever.
It caused like the glacier to split and all that stuff.
It caused Pangea to split, like the entire world.
Yeah.
And it was off this one, sort of butterfly flapped its wings, right?
But we see that so many people, they'll come to us, they'll say, "Hey, I found this deal, and
Yeah.
it looks great." But the seller, wants to live in it for 90 days afterwards, after we buy it, and they don't want to pay rent. They just want to live there.
Yeah, and I didn't ask any questions about their circumstance.
Right.
It took their demand.
Yeah, I took their demand, and the problem is at this point, then they ask us, and we're the bad guy because we're like, no, we don't want that deal. Like that's a terrible deal. That makes no sense to us. And they're like always so like. I don't know.
Like we're not being creative. They're like
we just took the wind out of their sails.
Like, oh man, I thought I had one.
It's not a deal. It's like no,
because they came running in with like holding this deal. Like oh my god, god.
Like, they finally got the acorn in their hands, and they're so excited about it. But yeah, I'm sorry, that's not what we're looking for. And
which, by the way, is spelt out, right? We've given them written instructions. It spells out exactly what to look for.
And they've gotten more and more specific, over the years because, it's like in the beginning, it's like, no, we don't want to do a multi-million-dollar home in Laguna Beach. We don't have any crews down there. It's just not going to happen. So, now it's like, I don't want it on a dirt road. I don't want it, like very specific underwriting criteria.
It can't be on a street where the road reflector sound like a semi-truck is going by.
Yeah, that's a new one we just added.
That's a new one, yeah. We'll be adding busy streets with center dividers to the list.
And, unless we price accordingly.
Yeah, like half.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good deal. But yeah, the people they're clinging on to these like terrible deals, and they're like my old partner Jeff would say, if you have to stand on one leg and squint both eyes in order to like make it look right, it's probably not a deal. And I didn't really know what he was talking about then. I just thought he was being a jerk.
And we say it all the time now, though.
Now we say it all the time. It's completely true.
Because but the people get the metaphor.
Yeah.
The people, when we ask, they're always like, oh, I see where you're going there.
Yeah. And he would always tell me I'm looking at the world through rosy-colored glasses and all this stuff.
But we could sell for this much. Nobody cares what you could sell for.
Yep.
What are you going to sell for?
I know. All those hard lessons I had to learn.
Yeah.
I got told all that stuff, too, at one time, So now it's our turn to pay
And they
it
weren't
forward.
wrong. They weren't wrong at all.
It's sage-like advice. Because as soon as you do one of those deals, and we've made that mistake over the years.
Still.
We've made the mistake of buying that deal that, you know what, it's not 100% great, but it's like 96% great. Let's do the deal. And then what happens? That one thing that we hoped wouldn't happen happens. Yep. And now it's a terrible deal.
Well, it's like last time when Tyler was here, right, and we were talking to Tyler about it, that was an example of one of those deals.
Yeah.
It was 96% great.
Yeah.
And me and you looked at it and went, no, it's 96% great. It's not a deal.
Yeah, it's not a deal. Sorry. It's great. We're close. Hopefully they don't blow it up over the $2,000 difference that it was going to be.
Yeah.
But they chose this, they told us no, and we said, great.
Yeah.
Disaster averted.
I didn't love it to begin with.
Exactly. So we didn't lose anything. We just, saved ourselves.
We lost headache.
Yeah, which was, headaches suck.
Yeah.
Don't want to deal with those.
We're getting rid of our headaches right now, and a lot of our projects are knock on wood, going smoothly.
Yeah, so far so good. As long as nothing changes in the market, which, I don't see anything. I don't see anything happening in the market that's going to be disastrous in the near future. We're sales are going strong. This summer is going to be a huge determining factor.
I think so.
I think a lot of people are thinking if it's not this summer that has the first showings of an explosive growth, next summer for sure.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of the forecasters are saying. There's still some people out there that are saying we're going to have a downturn this year. In the Inland Empire, I think that's ridiculous. I don't think that's going to happen at all.
Well,
but
given how and this is anecdotal, so don't take this as whole market advice, right? But
no,
given
yeah.
even my recent,
do your due diligence,
yeah,
please. We didn't tell you to do anything.
Yeah. given my recent market experience with just trying to find a new place to live.
Yeah.
Right. So I rent. I have no reason to buy. We own many millions of dollars in real estate. I don't need to own the home I live in, and I haven't found anything I love enough yet to stay. I'll probably end up building, honestly, in a green belt somewhere. But, I was talking there's a land use attorney we've been talking to, and she was saying, I can help you, get some land entitled to build something like in a nice green belt. I'm like, that's more me.
Yeah.
The track home thing, it sucks.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan.
No, and I'm not, I can't get myself to buy one. Every time I get there, I'm like, I'm going to, and they never do it. I even had a seller carry deal that I'm going to turn into an investment for me and Todd because I don't want to live there. But, so moving to Rancho Cucamonga to rent. And
is that next Friday?
Next Friday, moving there. Hilariously, I'm actually moving there next Saturday, but I got it next Friday. If you've seen the movie,
I'll throw that in there.
Yeah, but next weekend would technically next Friday. But in doing so, I was shocked by the incredible amount of competition.
Yeah.
And Rancho is the next closest to LA, right? Which means that it's the LA bleed. Right, we're getting the Claremont, Montclair, Upland. We're getting the LA bleed.
Yeah,
the
people that are
bleed.
priced out down in Altaloma and all that, and they want to move. They're willing to move a little more inland and suffer the
drive. Yeah.
The drive.
Or take the train. I could take the train. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just going to discount my time.
You know what? It's probably a great thing. There are a lot of people I know that take the train.
They love it. They get work done.
Yeah, they actually get stuff done, and it's kind of relaxing. It's a nice way to start your day, and it's consistent.
If you work in close proximity to the train stop, absolutely.
Yeah, I think you should.
So, but I fought to find a home.
Yeah.
And then I sold my sister house out there. So I don't sell. If anybody thinks they're going to call me to sell them home, I don't do that. Do not call us in any way and ask me to sell you a home, unless it's one we own.
Right.
But I helped my sister and her husband find a house, and I sold their home, which sold in like days in Rancho Cucamonga, like multiple offers at top market value, and then I helped them buy a home, which they took a contingent sale because I worked a deal with the agent, but it was high. I mean, they paid premium price for it, and it was in terrible condition, and I spent another almost $60,000 remodeling the thing, right? And basically, what they're into it for is what it's worth today. So they were
competing against investors like us for that house, but obviously investors wouldn't pay as much as they were willing to.
I think investment price $25,000 less than they paid is what it would have been.
Yeah.
And that would have been like top investor pricing for an institutional investor.
Yeah, and I was talking to Tyler a little bit about pricing and how there's so many different values that exist in the real estate world. And if you have a house that needs work, especially one that a bank won't lend on, you're looking at two options. Either somebody that's going to live there that has a ton of cash that's going to buy it, or you're looking at an investor. And those two prices are different, even those. Because
there's 20% off sometimes.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, it's interesting. We could go more into detail about that, but you were telling the story.
But that's the beginning of the bleed.
Yeah.
Riverside hasn't seen that demand bleed yet.
I mean, I was looking for somebody the other day. This was, when I say the other day, I mean like a year and a half ago. They asked me they're looking for a house to rent in Riverside.
Yes.
And I sort of get on there and I start looking, and I'm like, there's literally nothing to rent in Riverside.
No, my house I'm moving out of, I rented for $1,800, and I got the deal because nobody acted fast enough.
Right.
And there were only two other competitors. My house right now, it just got cleaned today, and we did the yard and whatever, and I'm trying to help the management company, who's absolutely terrible, they're bad.
Yeah.
Get the property ready to show because I'm cooperating to show before I leave, and I'm lazy. I've got a 30-day overlap, so I gave my 30-day notice. I have like 30 days to move. I don't want to deal with it. But they have 26 people booked for an 11 a.m. appointment.
Yeah.
And my home has gone up $200 a month in rent, and it's still technically $300 under what it could be if they just did some paint and carpet.
Yeah.
That's a $500 rent bump in 2 years.
That's nice.
That's insane. And so, if you buy that home today, it's about $400,000.
Okay.
So it's a 5 cap, roughly, right?
Yeah.
5 to 6 cap, depending on the rate.
Sure.
If you, for those of you who don't know, cap means capitalization, how much return you're going to get on cash if you pay cash for the property. Rancho, 2 cap.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So there will probably be a time where Riverside is a 2 cap.
Yeah, it'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. When the homes in Riverside that are in a nicer area start selling for what, $650, like they were prior to the crash.
We're at low 5s, high 4s, low 5s in Kenncrest, and they sold, $650.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's not too far around the corner. I mean, if you're if you're looking to get into a home, now might be the time to start considering that before the prices get really high.
Or just wait forever.
Yeah, or just wait until the next crash.
Depending
That's
on
an option.
Well, so me and Todd get that question a lot, right? Should I buy a home?
Yeah, can you afford it?
Yeah, can you afford it?
That's
do you
the
like
first question we'll ask.
Do you like it?
Yeah, what about that house or that neighborhood do you like so much?
Yep.
The schools are great. You want your kids to go to those schools. That sounds like a great
Do you
reason.
plan on moving anytime soon?
Yeah.
Nope. Great. Buy the house.
How's your job stability? Like, if the economy takes another dump, are you keeping your job or are you losing it?
Yeah, if you want to remain in an area for a decade, buy a home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's and there's really no question about that. It's a glorified savings account. It's not an investment, so don't get that confused. It's a glorified savings account at best, but it is a glorified savings account, and you will build equity over time by paying down your mortgage alone.
Right. Yeah, and if you can, get a shorter term mortgage.
Yeah, pay it down
save a
quicker.
lot.
Or just pay it down at an advance rate. An extra payment drops your entire mortgage term to 22 years just by making one extra payment a year. There's some basic strategies you can do as a homeowner, but that's not the type of show this is.
No.
We don't want to give homeowner advice.
No, we don't. Yeah,
I'm having that problem right now because we're painting. We're going to paint the inside of this rental, couple rooms.
Oh, really?
And there's 4 bedrooms upstairs that it's like a really dark green.
Okay.
And so the house is in beautiful condition, but there's like this really dark green rooms, and I had not an argument, but because Cassandra, my girlfriend, would have a cow if I said the word argument, because she hates that word. But we had a conversation
Heated
this morning.
discussion.
Why the hell would we do that? Discussion was my response, because I'm tired of homeowner stuff. And it's just choosing a paint color. It makes me nauseous.
Yeah.
Homeowner decision stuff makes me crazy.
I know. Even painting our offices was, just annoying. Trying to pick out colors.
For 6 months.
I haven't picked out swatches at Home Depot for a while. But,
It's a terrible experience.
It was funny because I was there in the morning at Home Depot, like getting all the paint colors and stuff. And then Mike, our project manager, shows up right behind me. He's like looking at paint. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm looking at paint for.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. So it's funny. We just happened to be there at the same time.
Which that actually does make a good point. A lot of people buy like our homes and homes from other investors. If you're flipping property or selling a rental that you want to offload, we're telling you about the pains of picking colors and whatever. A lot of people feel that way. So one single thing, not having a fridge, right, in some case, one single thing can discourage a buyer from not buying your home, because we're already annoyed by the process of making decisions on a home.
Yep.
And the buyer could be the same way. So consider that. If you're like looking at a thing in the home, go, I don't really have to fix that. Remember, the buyer may be like, I have to fix that stupid thing in this new home. And they're going to choose somebody else who's more turnkey over yours, even if it's smaller, more expensive, less desirable neighborhood, everything. It's not logical. It's just what they'll do.
Yeah, no, again, it kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier about how people are afraid to get into real estate investment just because the price point's so high.
Yeah.
And when you're thinking, like, not only is the price point high, but this is also going to be the home for me and my family for the next, however many years, it's a big decision for a lot of people. And if they don't like one thing, like, they're going to get hung up on that one thing. And, a lot of homeowners aren't necessarily experienced in buying homes.
No.
So they don't know that they can put in requests for repairs, when they're in escrow.
We rarely get an upgrade request. Matter of fact, when have we ever
gotten an upgrade request?
Have we ever got, other than the very high-end homes, have we ever got an upgrade request?
Upgrade meaning like it has
Please
tile
put
countertops and they want us to put in granite or something like that?
Put in a custom carpet or custom paint color or build a custom thing, even if it was a $500 change.
No. We've had stuff, people like, we just recently had somebody ask us to put in a saltwater system in the pool.
Yeah, that was a higher-end home.
Yeah.
So only the wealthier or more affluent people choose to make those things, the experienced home buyers. The people on the first, second home never, they if it's not there, they assume they're never going to get it.
Some of those a lot of those first-time home buyers are the roll-up-your-sleeve type, and
Yeah.
they're just, like they could just imagine that beautiful moment where them and their spouse are going to be painting the wall
with their Pinterest page.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. That's the first argument they have in the house.
I want this weathered wood wall, honey. Can you build me a weathered wood wall?
Oh sure. I'll just go get some wood down at the store. This will be easy.
Honey, you don't own a chop saw.
Yeah.
Oh, it's no big deal. I'll do it with a handsaw.
Yeah, handsaw. That sounds like a great idea in July.
Yeah. 3 days later, you like your borderline divorce.
Exactly.
Over your Pinterest
You're
page.
just staring at that wood wall that you never finished.
We buy so many of those.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Well, my first house had like 80 projects that had gotten started that didn't get finished. The first flip I bought. Yeah, it had a bunch of different, like the fireplace stone. They put stone on the fireplace hearth, but they never grouted it.
Yeah.
So we ended up grouting it.
Yeah.
And it looked terrible, but
It was like on a slant a little bit.
yeah, and like they had so many different things they had started in that house and didn't finish. I'm like, it was probably just such a relief for them to get rid of that thing.
Yeah, because it represented all the things that they hadn't completed.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine walking into a home with like, right now I'm like redoing my countertops and my
Yeah.
my backsplash
Yeah.
in my kitchen, and it's been kind of taking a long time because like we went away for a few days
Yeah.
and like the schedules haven't lined up with us and the contractors, so we're like,
And we're using our subs from our jobs. So like, well, they got to be here.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
It costs us money.
Yeah, we need our guys to be finishing
Yeah.
the house over here, doing the request for
Sorry,
repairs.
honey.
Yeah, sorry, but we, these are the contractors I know.
Yeah.
I don't know the contractor that wears clean clothes every day.
Or shows up in a $300,000 truck.
Oh man,
You don't want that guy either.
no. Well, you might if you want
Yeah.
to build a multi-million-dollar
Yeah.
custom home or something. But anyway, that's
Yeah, the pains of that process
Yeah,
are
just-
like agonizing.
yeah, just seeing an unfinished project in your own house is like annoying. Plus,
Yeah.
like I can't put my toaster where it goes yet because I got to keep the countertop clear every day in
Yeah.
case everybody's able to magically make it there at the right time. So
Yeah, it's a sort of waiting.
yeah, we're just waiting. We have boxes of stuff sitting on the piano, like waiting for.
Even the dumbest. I got this new place I'm renting has it needs a counter depth fridge.
Yeah,
Cassandra was right. I was wrong. If she's listening, she can take solace
as
in
a
that.
win. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, I don't think that thing's deep enough, and so I was like, I'm gonna get this 28 cubic foot fridge. It's gonna be awesome, and it was far less expensive, like
Yeah.
$600 less than I'm now gonna have to spend on a freaking counter depth fridge.
Yeah.
So I was all like excited, and then we go back to the house, and she's like, stand here, pretend you're opening the doors at 36 inches deep, and I was like. Okay, we're going back to Lowe's, right? Like,
Yeah.
And so now I have this project, right, which already took me hours of research to figure out. People don't want to deal with that stuff. They just want it done for them.
Yeah, the appliances we just bought for the kitchen, got a new stove and dishwasher, and I picked out a completely different stove and dishwasher online before we went to Best Buy
Okay.
and bought it at the Pacific Sales place there in in Riverside.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we went there and then I never really looked at any of the higher end stuff. So, I went there with like some good high quality mid grade stuff.
Like
in
what we
mind.
used to put in houses.
And then the guy there, he upsold me. He's a great salesman. Like I did
1
not
billion
plan on-
BTUs.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you say that's the most BTUs I can get out of a stove, and there's no other stove here in that price range I can get that out of. Yeah, I think I need that.
I'm gonna have that.
I'm going to need that. And you know what? I use that burner every single day because
Because you're gonna get your money out of it.
yeah, I am getting my money out of that burner on that stove because it's actually a really good burner. It just takes a little while to light for some reason. I don't know why.
Interesting.
We'll figure that out, at another time.
But that's the that's the mentality of a we become homeowners in that case.
Yeah.
And so if you're doing a flip, please consider that your thing you made up in your head about the exception they'll make is wrong.
Yeah.
They are not going to make exception for your stupid undone project.
Yep.
It needs to be completed.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, we see them all the time. Like stuff people
We
didn't
lost the
do.
transaction to it.
Yeah, we've done that too.
We had a partner who flopped the deal, and he was a contractor, and he kind of half didn't do everything he was supposed to.
Yeah.
Half
didn't do
there's
it.
not an appropriate word for the radio that
I
I,
know.
could say to you. So,
We're on the radio, so we have to be, not potty mouthed.
so anyway, word of advice for the day: complete every small project.
Yeah, especially because when you're going to go to sell, it affects your
Yeah.
value too. I mean, the appraiser, as much as they're not supposed to include their own personal,
Well, they do.
whatever they do. I mean, it's just because appraisal is an art; it's not a science.
Yeah.
So
and they've seen everything.
They've seen a ton of different stuff, and I was talking to Tyler today again about bathrooms. He was saying he was looking at a 4-bedroom, 2-bath would be our property that we were going to buy, and all the comps in the neighborhood were 4-bedroom, 3-bath houses.
That's very different.
And he's saying how much value is an extra bathroom, and I'm like, well, I mean, in some cases it could mean nothing, but in some cases it could mean quite a bit. So I'm like, run the numbers. What do all the 4.3s sell for, and what do all the 4.2s sell for? And there was a significant difference. And they were in the same neighborhood.
But for the record, I want the 3rd bathroom. I'm the buyer that wants the 3rd bath.
Yeah, and because you're gonna have a guest stay.
No, especially for me, it's just my morning constitution.
Yeah,
I want to be away from everybody
else.
Yeah,
you want that 3rd bath that nobody's using.
I want the 3rd bath, left alone. I'm gonna be left alone in there.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like it.
It's the one thing, like as a man, like I don't care about the color of the kitchen and all that stuff, but that I care about.
So a separate building with a bathroom in it would be ideal.
So technically a garage with the entire other living quarters, yes, that.
Yeah, an outhouse, man cave kind of thing.
Exactly. So should we talk about the club before we?
We should. Yeah, we're running short on time, so we got about 3 minutes left before. So for those of you that are having a good time listening to us right now, and those of you that want to get into real estate investing, come check out the Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club. We meet at the Mission Inn currently on the 4th Wednesday of every month.
Yep.
That's our main meeting, the big meeting. That's at 6 o'clock p.m. is when we open the doors. Show starts at 7, and then we wrap up around 9:30, and then go have some networking, cocktails, stuff like that, and whatever afterwards. It's $20 to get in. The only reason we charge is because the Mission Inn doesn't let us in for free, and nor should they. Yeah, I wish they would, but hey, it's a nice place. So, and then we do 3 other things. We also have a Saturday morning coffee, which is coming up this Saturday.
Yep.
So if you want to meet us in person, or if you want to meet other people, other real estate investors, and just get involved in the community, we'll be at Lift Coffee Roasters in Riverside off of Chicago.
It's Lift number 2 in Yelp if you're looking for it.
Lift number 2?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's also, the information's on our meetup page under the Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club. We'll be there at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday till about 10-ish, somewhere around there. As we kind of take off. Depends on how good the conversations are going and whether we have other things going on that day or not. So Lift Coffee Roasters. Then we also do a cash flow game. This is a board game created by Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He made a board game that is disguised as a real estate seminar. You basically learn how to invest in real estate playing this fun board game. We do that at the Bar and Grill Company in Yucaipa on the 1st Wednesday of every month.
It will be the 5th of July.
Yep, July 5th, the day after the 4th. So everybody will be back at work after that nice barbecue day. And then we also do a happy hour, which is generally on the 2nd Friday of every month, where we'll go to a local bar, restaurant sort of place and have some adult beverages and have a good networking time. All those other 3 things are free. There's no charge to go to those. The only thing we charge at is at the main meeting, but it's $20. So you can find all the information you need on meetup.com, and you can go to iereic.org also. That is iereic.org, or meetup.com, Inland Empire Real Estate Investment Club. That about does it for us, but do you have anything that you want to say to anybody out there, maybe to wrap up?
Don't eat yellow snow.
That's a good one. There's not much snow left.
Except at Mammoth, apparently.
Yeah.
Take it easy, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week, Thursday. Take care.
Enjoy your burrito.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
I'm Tom Busby, CNBC. The federal government is no longer supervising General Motors over those defective, potentially deadly ignition switches.